Hey guys, I'm just going to do a video on how to place and bring coils up. It's really shitty. There we go, there's the focus. So I've got the drop here, nice easy deck, as you can see, 4 posts. Not too bad at all. So we'll go ahead and get this happening. First of all, just bring your screws out so you don't have many obstructions going into your posts. So just bring them out. You don't have to bring them all the way out, just enough so there's room for the leg to slide through nicely. Now first of all, these are our coils, as you can see. Try this one. So that's them there. They're Canthol 26 3-core aliens wrapped in 36 stainless steel. So we'll trim the legs off. So I just use my finger. I've got a rough gauge on how I do it. Good thing about the drop is that you can cut the legs prior or after. You don't have to worry too much about the length. It's usually about that long I leave them, and that's a good size length to go in without causing any problems. So we slide that in like so. That's a coil. That's there. So what we'll do now is just screw it up, tighten him up, hold the top like so if you can, and then just screw him in. So a little bit of pressure applied to the top of the coil, squeezing it together. That way it's not going to fan apart or spread. And in we go, nice and tight like so. And then all we do is put your tool in and bring him around so it's nice and level. Check the height. We can drop this leg here down. So just push down, tighten, hold, just like so. There it is there. We'll fix all that up in a minute. Now what I like to do, I'll just turn that down a bit so you can see. Now what I like to do is put your screwdriver or your tool, coil tool through, and straighten him up, put the finger over the top and just bring him forward like so into the valley. Check everything, make sure it's right. You'll have to adjust the legs a couple of times to get them at the height you want. I keep it close to the posts. I find that's the best way to keep them. Re-straighten it. Just like so. And repeat the process. So how the legs are here, I'll just show you quickly. They are, as you can see, not level. You can level them up quite easily if you want. You just bring them around like so. And with a pair of pliers, take the longest one. Like so, so he's bent right over like that. Maybe pliers. Go directly on like so, if you can see that, just directly on. Can't really see it too well. And bend around until they're level. And they're roughly a little bit leveler. Just fiddle around with it. Yeah. And that makes it a little bit easier to put in. So then just trim to how you like it. And in we go. legs in, a little bit more straighter as you can see. It's at the perfect length there, perfect angle. Hold tight and do them up. You will have to adjust it once it's done up. Just straighten them up and then check your length. That's pretty good. This one needs to go down on the other one. I'm just pedantic with my coils, sorry. Can do that up properly. Yeah, straighten them up. And there we have it. 2-place coils. Go this way. So yeah, there they are. So okay, I have the drag here. What we'll do now is put him on and check the ohms. Comes up, new coil. And the ohm, pre-fire ohm is 0.13. So that's around where I was aiming. So hopefully it'll come out to about 0.14. We'll see how we go. Alrighty, so what you need now is your ceramic tweezers. And I've fucking lost mine. Found it right in front of my eyes. Alright, here we go. Just straighten this one up. I don't like the look of that. There. Okay, so what we do, we start off at around 30 watts. And what we're going to look for is colour change. So 32 watts, and what we do is slow pulse. So this will take a while. And we just pulse. Pulse. You can see the heat just burning the crap off the wire, which is pretty good. Once it gets up above a certain temperature, it sterilises, cleans all the wire anyway. Now what I'm doing here, while I'm pulsing so low, is also it's warming the wire up, because as you gradually increase the watts and the heat, it will actually temper or harden the wire, which makes it better. If you just hit it at 90 or 100 watts, you're going to do damage to the wire because it's cold. So what I'm doing now is just checking for any hot spots inside. And you check your display, make sure that's still the same, which it is. And this is Canthal coils, so it takes a little bit to ramp up. And the wire's just starting to turn into a golden colour, which indicates that there's heat starting to come through. So what I do now is just increase the length of time on the pulse and check for hot spots. Everything's going good. It's just starting to get a nice red glow on the inside one, and there's a hot spot, so just strum just like so, and they're all starting to glow up nicely. As you can see, the colour of the coils are changing. You do get some really nice colours from stainless steel wire. So gradually increase. There we go. Now we've got enough heat in there at a low wattage to bring them up to a healthy glow, and that also brings them through to glow evenly. So you just keep watching for any hot spots, and as you can see, the colour of the coils is really starting to turn into a nice healthy blue. You get some reds in there, and here we go. So what I do now is check, make sure all the screws are nice and tight, because once it warms up everything loosens a bit. That one was a bit loose. And there we go. Now we go again. Long pulse, bring the heat back up. Now you will lose your colour. Simple as that. Massive hot spot underneath, so what you do is you pinch the top, pulse. When it's that bad, what you do is you just put your tool in, give it a wiggle around, another pulse, and strum. Pulsing up the top when you've got a hot spot on the bottom evens the tension out and levels them a little bit. So we check again. And this is why we do it at such a low watt, so you're not going to do massive damage to the coil because there's not so much heat in there. Now I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is increase the watts to about 70 and give it a short pulse. And again, up they come. I've got a hot spot. Now why I've done this is because different levels of heat or watts affect the wire differently, so therefore there's more power going through and it's going to show up any hot spots. And hot spots is just where wires touching and it's focusing all that energy in that one spot. So we do that, and what we've got to do is just move the wire to make sure that the current is consistently going through the coil, running smoothly. So always increase your watts. And drop the heat back down, hit it again, we go on pretty evenly, same speed. And now we increase the watts up again to about 107 watts, and a short pulse. Up they come. One hot spot. And because you're getting the hot spots out up at such a high heat, you're going to get a better, smoother vape. There we go. I'm happy with that. So what we do now is just let that cool. Grab some cotton. Scissors. Cut. Now what we do now is recheck the ohms, okay? And there you go, 0.15. So that's where I was aiming, around there, 0.14, 0.15. So because you've hardened everything, brought everything up to speed, the wire will settle. It'll most probably settle a little bit more when it cools as well. So you just put your wire cotton in like so. A bit more, that other piece was a bit thin. Not everyone's going to agree with what I said, but you'll always get haters. Sort of, it's just the way it is. You put next one in, bring it through so it just grabs. I don't jam it in, just so it grabs. You still got to get that capillary action happening with your cotton, so it's very important that you make sure there's enough breathing space. Now I usually cut down to about here with the cotton, like so. Now grab your good old tweezers and just fluff them out a bit, get all the dags out. That way it opens up the fibres a little bit more and allows the juice to travel more freely within it. So there we go, we just trim all this off. They don't have to be picture perfect, but just nice and neat. So that's how they should look. So nice and fluffy, cut that bit off there. So there. So that's your wicks there that you put in. So every addy will be different. So now we just tuck them in like so. There's enough cotton in here to soak up a lot of juice. Once you put everything in, you just fiddle it around, get it right to how you like it, tucked in nice. So there it is. Just get some juice. And here we go. So now what I'm going to do, before I do anything else, I'm going to check it again. Everything's nice and tight. You've got to make sure everything's tight, because otherwise you'll get an inconsistent reading on your ohms, and that's what you don't want. Take this off again and just check before I put juice on it what the ohms will be. New coil, 0.15, perfect, that's settled nicely. So now with the drop, as you can see, get that out of the way, everything's filled up. So you've got your entire valley full of cotton. So what we do is we just run juice on the top of the coil, pulse, pulse. What this is going to do is going to soak straight through the coil, straight into your cotton, and reduce any burning, and it actually reduces the wait time that you need for it to cotton to draw it up into the coil. So we just keep doing this and pulsing. Just like so. Soaking up nice. We wet down here. Now what we do, you've got to have your airflow once your top cap's on. So what you do is you just open up the valley. Okay, the cotton's wet, it's better to handle when it's wet. And there we go, now we've got the valley straight down to the centre pin. More juice. like so. We'll lift the watts up to 95 and see how we go. Will be your amp up. So there she goes. Now, the top cap, wherever I put that. My trusty assistant, thank you Rick. I'll put it on. So I'm going to lift the watts up to 100 and show you how it goes. There's no vicious popping or anything like that. It's smooth, instant taste straight away. It's really nice. So anyway, that's my take on bringing up coils and setting them. This is Tim from VAB and also Tim's Coil. So I just have a watch and see what you think. Thank you. Coil up and vape on.